Are you an investor looking to invest in the greater Cleveland, Ohio area, but are confused as to where to invest or why to invest in Cleveland and why Cleveland is so powerful? Well, today I'm going to give an ultimate guide as to everything you need to know, the specific areas to look out for, and what you need to do to get into this market right away. Again, my name is David Sadusky. I'm a real estate agent and investor, and I've helped hundreds of investors like yourself, whether it be commercial buildings, small multi, single family, it does not matter. Please reach out to me if you find this video useful. Let's hop right into it though. All right, so when we look at the greater Cleveland area, the area that I'm talking about when I say greater Cleveland, Ohio is, I would say, to the right of Painesville, down to Concord, Chardon, Chesterland, Chagrin, south of Solon, cut kind of all the way over to south of Berea, North Ridgeville, and then up through Avon and Sheffield Lake. That is the area that I'm talking about when I say the greater Cleveland, Ohio area. You go south of that, you're getting more into the Akron territory, which is a great area to invest in, but not the area we're talking about today. And then anything over, you're getting more in Sandusky, just a completely different market. So I want to specify in this market. And what I want to talk about first is why Cleveland is such a powerful area to invest in. It's one of my favorites, and I'm not just saying that because I am boots on the ground and live here. I've lived all over America, and Cleveland is by far my favorite to invest in. So when we zoom into here, obviously we get into the Cleveland area. The biggest reason Cleveland is such a hot spot, in my opinion, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own bit of research before investing in anything here, but take this for a grain of salt. You zoom into the what we call University Circle area. This is kind of the Case Western, Cleveland Museum of Art, National History. You got a lot of hot spots here, right? You got Little Italy, you got a lot of the main spots here. When we zoom into here, we have the Cleveland Clinic main campus. Now, for those of you who don't know, Cleveland Clinic is one of the largest and greatest hospitals worldwide, nationally. So think about that. If you are a college student, say let's zoom out, from California, from anywhere in the country, Florida, Texas, Nebraska, it doesn't matter. If you are a person looking to get into college and you want to be in a high level profession, like a doctor, a nurse practitioner, it doesn't matter. The place that you're going to want to get into is the Cleveland Clinic main hospital. And there is countless colleges around here that are for students looking to become doctors and just into the medical field in general. So you have Case Western, you have John Carroll, you have CSU. These are the main colleges. So CSU being a little bit over here, Case Western being into that University Circle area, and John Carroll being over here. You have just a hot spot all along here of college students. That means there's really no shortage of rental demand here, especially in this area. So when you're looking at Cleveland, this is a great area to just start off researching and looking at. Now, Cleveland can be tough because one street, like we look at Little Italy, great area, 800,000 plus type of neighborhood, fantastic. And you go into here and like the medium home price here is probably 50,000, right? So it's a completely different market and it's just a few streets away. So you do want to be very careful and have a real estate agent like myself, boots on the ground, that can either FaceTime you through every house, which I do for all my investor clients, or just tell you about the areas directly as to, hey, this is the type of, you're gonna get students here, you may not get students here. You're gonna get these types of tenants here, which will demand this type of rent versus this area. So you wanna make sure you have someone like myself in your back pocket. Now, enough about that area. The areas that I personally invest in, we go to Shaker Heights. This, again, you're right by John Carroll. It's a tight niche area. It's a great area to invest in. And you look right here from Scottsdale to Lee Road to Chagrin Boulevard. This area right here is a gold mine, in my opinion, right? You have countless small multis. If you are a small multi-family investor, 2 to 4 units, this area has a ton of them. I actually bought my first rental property right here. and it's served me phenomenally. Now, the key thing about this area, again, it's a hot area. People love it. You have Van Aken District, which is a great area. You have the Amtrak station that goes right up into the Cleveland Clinic main campus and downtown Cleveland. So anybody looking to do short-term rentals or anything like that, keep an eye out in this type of area, because you have public transportation that takes you to these main areas like University Circle and just downtown Cleveland in general. Now, that is a brief, quick crash course onto the areas that I would be looking at if you're looking to get more of the college student, just kind of more rents from there, right? If you are looking to own an apartment building, great areas to invest in. A lot of college students invest in or rent from these apartment buildings, but that area right here is why Cleveland is such a hot spot. Now, when we look on the west side of Cleveland, be mindful of the Cleveland Hopkins International Airport right here. Obviously, there's two lines of thought. You don't want to be right on top of the airport because you have planes and the noise of the plane, coming above you. So that might affect some type of buyers and renters. But I gotta say, Brook Park, great area to invest in. I know countless investors that do fix and flips there. You have Fairview Park, which is a very hot area. Cam's Corner, which is personally favorite for long-term rental appreciation and growth. Lakewood, really hot spot. Pretty much anything on this west side of Cleveland area, right? Like Lakewood, Rocky River, Cam's Corner. And if they actually move the Brown Stadium will be likely somewhere around here, this area. So that could have some long-term appreciation benefits. But all these areas here are great for, in my opinion, long-term rental growth and long-term appreciation. Now, if you're not in state, if you are out of state, we have something called the snow belt here in Cleveland, Ohio, and the snow belt affects more of the east side. So like Willoughby, Menor, pretty much all this area, you get lake effect snow and the snow belt. Anything on the west side or south doesn't get hit by the snow belt at all. I mean, it's not in the snow belt, it doesn't get hit hard, nearly as bad as someone like myself here in Menor would get hit with snow. So something to keep an eye out for if you are maybe out of state looking for more of a passive investment and you don't want to deal with the troubles of having an insane amount of snow on your property every single winter. But Olmsted Falls, the North Ridgely, you're about a 20-25 minute drive to downtown Cleveland. These are great areas for, I would say, middle class, right? You have just great single family homes. They're well built. They're 1950s, 1960s types of areas. You have $1,800 to $2,000 average rent price here, with the average home price being right around $250. So you're getting a good price here. Not going to find as many duplex down here, but Lakewood, you're going to find quite a bit of duplexes. Now, when we talk about Lakewood, I made a longer form video specifically on Lakewood. It is an incredibly hot area, not my favorite area to invest in. Number one, the property taxes here are extremely high. And number two, the prices here are crazy. They're crazy high. So it's hard to find something that actually pencils out. If you can find something, buy it. It's gonna be really, really tough too. Same with like the super hot areas. Obviously, once you get into downtown Cleveland, Ohio City, the Flats, it's going to be almost impossible to find something that pencils out in this type of area, unless you're looking on the commercial building side, which I've helped some clients buy, but it's very, very, very tough. That is the brief overview of a lot of these areas. Overall, the reason Cleveland doesn't get hit nearly as hard, or nearly as much as the national market is getting hit right now, right? You hear these news headlines saying, are we in a recession? Is the market going to go down? The market has gone down. They're talking about more areas like the coastal areas, the Austin, Texas, the Houston, the Florida, obviously LA, San Francisco. These areas, yes, they are getting hit completely different than a little tiny sub-market like Cleveland is getting hit. And the reason that is because if you just look at, for instance, affordability, that's one of the main issues right now in the housing market is affordability. Cleveland, Ohio's median home price is right around $250,000. The national average is right around $400,000. So we are damn near half as much as the national average home price. So when you're looking at just buyer's mentality, where are people starting to look to move to now? If they can't afford a home, they're looking more in the Midwest and Northeast. So they're looking at the Indiana, the Michigan, the Wisconsin, the Cleveland, Ohio types of areas. These are the areas people are maybe keeping an eye out on more now than ever, now that rates are high, inflation's high, wage growth isn't nearly as high as what it needs to be. People are looking to buy houses in a very affordable market. I really don't see and predict any type of major crash happening in this sub-market. Now, I'm not talking about the national market, so if you own houses anywhere else, this is such a weird time right now because it's so market dependent. Every other market's either gone up 8% or it went down 4%, right? It's just so sub-market dependent. So what I know about the Cleveland, Ohio market is it's super steady. It seems really safe in my opinion. Again, please do your own research, but super steady, super safe. You get a lot of middle class families moving in here and staying here forever, right? You don't get these, it's not going to have the huge crazy appreciation that a Tampa, Florida or Miami or Austin, Texas will, but it's going to have steady inventory, steady demand, and steady rent growth. It's a super safe investment in my opinion, and that's why I own multiple rental units right here in Cleveland, and I help hundreds of investors buy rentals, buy commercials, do flips. Cleveland really has a great market for it all. And if you're looking at, what type of investor you are, do you like Airbnbs? We got it, right? You have the Ohio City, you have the beautiful Great Lake right here, right? You have the hot spots, the flats, the lake woods. These are great areas for short-term rentals. Are you looking for midterm rentals? Leasing out to traveling nurses, things like that. Obviously, we have it, probably more than anyone else nationally, because we have the greatest hospital in the world right here. So if you're looking to do that, if you're looking to do flips, there's no shortage of flips. We have 100-year-old homes. When you look at Shaker Heights, University, Cleveland Heights, South Euclid, a lot of these homes are century homes, and people love that character. So you go in there, you keep the character, and you rehab it. You maybe have a $400,000 flip that you bought for $200,000, and obviously the long-term rental, which is my personal favorite. You start looking in areas like Menor, Willoughby, Menor on the Lake, Kirtland, Concord, Painesville. And this is personally my area, my bread and butter that I invest in, because you're, again, a 25-minute drive. You're a little bit outside the city, so you get good schools, good families, long, hard-working class people, and these are your tenant bases here. So that's why I like Cleveland. It has something for just about anybody looking to invest. Whatever type of investor you are, you got it in Cleveland. Now let's talk about, again, I'm gonna go into the areas that I've already given an overview on, but let's talk about the average rent price. And this varies depending on which site you look at and what you look at, but average rent price. So let's go into the area. I'm in Mentor, Willoughby area. When we look at Mentor, Willoughby, the key things here, Willoughby, you have downtown Willoughby right here. Anything in this downtown Willoughby right here area, you have a lot of hot spots, hot bars, clubs, things like that. Anything in this area is going to be high rent and high prices. So this is a great area from like Waldemere, Willowcroft, River Street. This is a great, I would say, like 400 plus neighborhood, and even 2nd Street, Sharp Ave. You can find some affordable properties here, which is actually pretty shocking to me, because the rents here are so great, because you're just a short walk away from a hot spot. So this is the market that's going to be a little bit different than just Willoughby as a whole. But this whole area, Willoughby, Wickliffe, Menor, Menor on the Lake, these types of areas, you're looking at average rent to be right around $1,700, right around there. You have some on the low end at 15 and some on the high end at 2,000 from what I'm seeing. I have a rental right up here that is getting $1,400 a month, and it's a 2-bedroom, not updated. So it just kind of gives you an overview. My personal favorite, take a look at these types of areas. You're right by the lake. I, in my opinion, see appreciation going on here. Please, again, do your own research on that. So that's the rental market here. You have steady appreciation, steady growth, steady, you have good schools, all that good stuff. When we get down to like Shaker Heights, the rents vary wildly, right? You can get anywhere from $1,600 for a 2-bedroom to $2,500 for a 4-bedroom. So it varies quite wildly. Anything on this Fairmount Boulevard, you're not going to see too many rentals pop up here. These are more very high-end luxury homes all along Fairmount Boulevard. What I'm seeing is a lot of developers go in, buy a house for $200,000, tear it down, and build an $1 million home on that piece of lot. So seen a lot of appreciation for the surrounding areas here. The rental growth, isn't like an area like the Menor Willoughby area, like I was talking about. But you'll see some varying rents there. So be sub-market dependent. This area for sure, you're looking at about $1,600 to $2,000, depending on the updates done inside. Now, when we look at anything in this area, is going to be insanely high rents, but also insanely high property prices. I haven't seen a deal that really pencils out, in my opinion, but I have worked with some investors that are buying in this area. The Ohio City, you go into Little Italy, the Flats. It's tough to find real estate there. It's obviously there's not a ton like an entire city, but it's tough to find something there. I would keep my eyes more on, these types of areas right here. Incredible, because the Brown Stadium is moving from in the city to here, so there could be some great appreciation. I wouldn't bank on it, do your own research again, but Brook Park, North Olmsted, Fairview Park, Olmsted Falls, Middleburg Heights, you're looking at about average rental price $1,750 to $2,300. Please do your own research. I keep reiterating that, but I don't you have to do your own numbers. Give me a call and I can help you and get more specifics, because I can't stress this enough. This might be $1,700 to $2,200, but you zoom into this street right here and it could be a totally different rental market. So take a look at that. Be mindful of the airport here. It's a great benefit to a lot. Some people are annoyed by it. Lakewood, you got high rents there, but really high property taxes. Like some of the most high from Lakewood and Shaker Heights, you got really high property taxes in both of those areas. So it's very difficult to find things that pencil out, but rents are going to be in the low 2000s roughly. You'll see some a little bit lower, but roughly in that area. So that is the overall overview of the greater Cleveland area. I know this was kind of more of a raw, uncut TED Talk style video, but I wanted to just share my information, what I know. And if you guys are looking to invest here, whether you're in state or out of state, reach out to me and we can have more of an organized Zoom call. I would ask you, what are you looking to do? What investments are you looking to make? What are your long-term goals? Okay, here are the areas that I see be most aligned with your goals. That is more of the conversation that we'll have if you reach out directly to me. Again, all my information is either right here on the screen or linked in the description below, and I really do appreciate you guys watching. Please leave a like, subscribe. It does make me feel really, really good. Thank you guys. Have a great day.